The rhythmic sound of a saw biting into timber is more than just the sound of construction. It's the heartbeat of our community coming together. This weekend was a testament to that spirit, a powerful demonstration of what we can achieve when we unite our skills, our strength, and our shared vision for a better neighborhood. It began as a simple idea to transform an underutilized patch of land into a vibrant community garden, complete with raised beds, benches, and a small pergola for shade. What it became was a symphony of collaboration, with the steady pulse of sawing wood as its guiding rhythm. From the early hours of Saturday morning, the air was filled with a sense of purpose and a pleasant, earthy scent of freshly cut pine and cedar. Volunteers of all ages and backgrounds arrived, each bringing something unique to the project. We had experienced carpenters guiding the less familiar, their patient instructions cutting through the morning chill. We had young people eager to learn, measuring planks and marking cutting lines with a focus that was inspiring to witness. The initial task was to break down the large piles of donated lumber into manageable pieces, the foundational elements for our garden beds and seating. The process of sawing the wood was the first and most critical step. Hand saws moved with a steady, determined push and pull, creating clean, straight edges. The whir of circular saws added a note of modern efficiency, slicing through thicker beams with precision and speed. Each cut was a deliberate act, a piece of a larger puzzle falling into place. It wasn't just about dividing a piece of wood. It was about shaping our shared space, about creating the very framework that would soon hold soil, life, and the fruits of our collective labor. People who were strangers just hours before were now working in pairs, one holding a board steady while the other made the cut. A silent partnership built on trust and a common goal. As the piles of cut lumber grew, a new phase of activity began. Teams formed organically, transitioning from sawing to assembly. The sound of hammers striking nails joined the chorus, a percussive counterpoint to the saws. The first frame of a raised garden bed was joined together, and a small cheer went up from the group. That small victory spurred everyone on. More frames followed, each one a sturdy, tangible result of our morning's work. You could see the pride on people's faces as they stepped back to admire the clean lines and solid construction of what they had just built. They weren't just building wooden boxes. They were building the future home for vegetables, herbs, and flowers that would nourish and beautify our community for years to come. The spirit of cooperation was everywhere. Someone would call out, "I need a 36-inch 2x4. And moments later, a piece, freshly cut, would be passed down the line. A shared water bottle, a word of encouragement, a helping hand to lift a heavy beam, these small acts of kindness were the glue holding the entire project together. Laughter echoed across the site as people shared stories and got to know their neighbors, not just by name, but by their willingness to work hard and contribute. The physical act of building something together was breaking down social barriers and forging genuine connections. We were not just neighbors living on the same street. We were a team, a crew, a community in the truest sense of the word. By the end of the weekend, the transformation was astonishing. Where there was once just bare ground, there now stood a dozen raised garden beds, several sturdy benches, and the rising skeleton of a beautiful pergola. The scent of sawdust still hung in the air, a reminder of the hard work that had been poured into the soil. We stood back, tired but deeply satisfied, looking at what our hands had made. It was more than just a collection of wood and nails. It was a symbol of our unity, a physical manifestation of our shared desire to create something positive and lasting. It all started with a simple foundational act, sawing wood. And from that, we built not just a garden, but a stronger, more connected community.